It's the power trying to come back on.
What is that? Where's the goat?
Hi guys, Sean here with Go Big Boar Go Home. So as you kind of got the gist from the overly dramatic intro, the news that I have, the what's big and coming is I recently got my dirty little mitts on a new Ruger Super Redhawk. You might say, well, didn't you already have one? Yes, but now this one is chambered in 454 Casull. So that's what I've been hinting at lately is with all the pictures between the 44 Magnum and the 454 Casull. I'm really excited to get this, and I'm real excited to actually get a chance to get out and shoot it. Just to give people a little bit of background, if you're not familiar with the round, it was developed back in about 1959, I think is the year it came out. It was developed by Dick Casull. It actually came out only, believe it or not, only 4 years after the 44 Magnum, which came out in 55. Now, it was designed to be a big bore for hunting big game and for being good with long distance shooting. Obviously, you know, you have a lot of velocity. It's a very powerful cartridge. It really stood alone as being one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful handgun cartridge you could get your hands on until John Linebaugh developed the 500 Linebaugh and the 475 Linebaugh. That was the first time someone really seemed to outdo it with a handgun cartridge. And of course, obviously, it was eclipsed in 2003, 2004 when the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum came out. That said, it's still an incredibly good round. Was designed to be the 45 caliber, so it's the same exact bullet size that you would find in like a 45 ACP or a 45 Long Colt. And it's designed to be a high pressure cartridge, so as you can see here by comparison, instead of a pistol primer, it has a small rifle primer. Part of that's designed because of the high pressures that you have here. 45 ACP, for example, shoots, I think the max on a 45 ACP plus P load is 21,000 CUP. And this round can max out at a grand total of 60,000. So calling it high pressure is really an understatement. It's a very, very powerful cartridge. But moving on to the guns here for a second. Just to kind of show you the difference, this is the 454 and this is the 44. There's not a lot of noticeable difference visually. You can see that the 45 caliber cylinder, they've actually strengthened it by removing the flutes. So you can see it has an unfluted cylinder, whereas the 44 Magnum doesn't. It's got the standard fluted cylinder. And of course, if you were to point the barrels, you know, and look down the barrel, or if you're looking at them in a mirror just to be safe so you don't have to look down the barrel, you can see, of course, that there's a notable difference in the bore size. So that's really the only differences visually speaking. They're pretty much the same gun. These are both 7.5-inch barrels. The 454, as well as the 44, comes in a 2.5-inch Alaskan model, and it comes in a 7.5-inch long barrel. I know at one point they both came in a 9.5-inch barrel, but that's a lot of barrel length. Personally, that's just a little too much. I like the 7.5. It allows you to really maximize the velocity that you're getting out of your rounds. And you know, when you have a big round like this is burning a lot of powder, when you have those short rounds, you're losing a lot of that velocity. So for me, you know, at least for my purposes and my target shooting, not really a hunter, this really was the ideal length to go with so that I could maximize the distance and the accuracy I could get. I'd actually like to put a scope on this one and really see what I can do with it. Just as an example, you know, I mean, the two rounds that I showed, these are both Hornady XTP rounds. The 44 Magnum is a 240 grain bullet that gets pushed at 1350, which is pretty darn fast. Whereas the 454 shoots the same weight. This is 240 grains as well at 1900 feet per second. It's just amazing how fast this is going. And if I recall right, it's either just under or just above the 1350 at 100 yards. So think about that for a minute. That is just lightning. And of course, that doesn't come without penalty. The 454 is known for being a monster with the recoil. One of the other variations it comes in, there's a 5-inch barrel called the Toklet, which is, I believe, it's a river in Alaska, and that's where it gets the name. I'm going to include a link down below of Hickok 45. If you've never seen his channel, he's a great shooter, has a lot of information, and he actually got to shoot a 454 Toklet. He even said that he preferred the recoil of 500 Smith & Wesson to the 454. He thought the 454 was more punishing. For anybody who's not aware, keep in mind that the 500, I believe, is heavier, and it also has a very well built-in muzzle brake that helps alleviate some of that recoil, whereas this gun doesn't. This gun has no muzzle brake, so it's got nothing to help you there. One of the things, though, I did think that was interesting was, if you look, let me take a look at the 44 here for you real quick. When you pop out the cylinder and you feed in around, you can see it's, there's still a little bit of space there. I can barely touch the tip of that with my pinky. And this has allowed some folks like Buffalo Bore and Underwood to create +B+ rounds with 340 grain bullets that are sticking out quite a bit to get it right to the end of that cylinder. I really thought when I got the 454 version of this that I would be getting a larger cylinder, but if you can take a look here, the cylinders are actually the exact same length, which did surprise me a little bit. The 454 is a little bit wider, just a hair it looks like. Of course, that could be because I don't see any flutes, that could be an optical illusion, but it's the same length. So you're going to see here, the 454 being a substantially larger cartridge. When you look at it, you can see it's right up there at the edge. I mean, I can just take it with my pinky here and just push it out a good ½ inch. So it kind of looks intimidating too in the revolver, as you can see here. It's right there. It's kind of cool. My concern, of course, is naturally the 454 is known for occasionally, when packed really hot, having the bullets jump crimp. So I'm really hoping to avoid that, but who knows? This is my first time owning one. This is, I'm going to take this out. It'll be my second time shooting one. Last time I was at the range, I had the good fortune of running into a gentleman who had the Toklet version of this in 454, and he let me fire one round. And I will tell you, it woke me up. It got my attention. It was a big recoil, and it was loud. Loudest thing I've ever heard. And when I held it, I got an abrasion in the center of my palm from shooting it, which was really funny to me. It kicked so hard that I guess it just kind of scooted a little bit. Because when I put it down, not only could I still feel it in my hand, but right here was a little bit red, and I was irritated all day long. Now, I think some people that might scare them. For me, I just thought it was kind of amusing. But then again, if you're going to shoot a big bore handgun, you're going to expect some recoil. And we're not shooting 45 ACP here. We're shooting a really big caliber. I'm probably going to pick up some shooting gloves or borrow some for that. But I'm very excited to see what this can do at distance. I'm very excited to see what kind of limits we can push with it in regards to accuracy at distance. I'm going to try, and if I can get a chance to do this, I'll make a video for everyone. I'm going to try and find a place out in the desert where I can shoot legitimately and not have any issues. But find a nice place out in the middle of nowhere, it's safe to shoot, and bring some cinder blocks. See if I can have a little fun with maybe some hard cast bullets. I've seen it done before with the 500. I don't think the 454 was gonna have any trouble. I really don't. I actually would like to see what the 44 will do too. That would be very interesting. Anyway, so that's the big news. I hope you enjoyed the intro. It was just a little bit of fun for everybody. I'm looking forward to giving you guys some information on how it shoots, some information on how accurate it is, what the ammunition feels like, and it should be a good time. It should be a good time to talk about and report. If you have any questions or you're curious, let me know. I'm going to be going out in probably about 2 weeks, so we'll see how that goes. So thanks very much for watching. If you have a chance, please let anybody know about this page who really enjoys shooting, especially if they enjoy big bore shooting. Again, my name is Sean, and remember, go big bore or go home.